All right, hello friends. We are back for your favorite podcast show of the week. This is Location Weekly, and we're recording episode number 724. Today, I am joined by my co-president of the LBMA, Karsten, from Germany. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you very much. Everything is good. The autumn is coming, so summer is gone mostly, and it's getting busy. So we are just a couple of days away from the big events. So we had this big automotive show about mobility here in Munich the last days. So I was there. A lot of urban mobility stuff, yeah, reinvention of new transportation. Yeah, it's very interesting to see. EVs are coming in all kinds, big, small, for cities, for indoors, wheelchairs, autonomous robots, those kind of things. Very interesting. Yeah, and then we're heading, yeah, around the globe. So this is what's going to happen, and we are getting prepared for this. Busy. How about you?
Yeah, lots happening, and most the focus here is obviously on our LBMA conference, which is coming up very quickly, November 10th and 11th, here in Toronto, our 15-year anniversary event. A lot of great speakers already committing to that, international LBMA folks coming in to attend. So, yes, check it out. It's called the Momentum Summit. Just go to momentumsummit.ca and you will see all about it and hopefully register, and we'll see you there in November. So,
Downtown Toronto at the Steam Whistle Brewery. Looking forward to that. A lot of people now pinging me, can I have a ticket?
yes,
What are the opportunities? Can I still speak? We're super tight. So some
yes,
spots are available, but it's filled up over the
it,
last weeks very
yes,
quickly.
yes.
So good to see that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, well, we have four stories to cover this week as usual, so let's just jump right into it and let you start things off for us, Karsten.
Absolutely. Let's go down to South Korea and to the capital, Seoul. So, what's happening here? So, I did my research a bit. So, it's not a very dangerous city on the planet, but obviously, they have some issues during the nighttime with crime and some thieves and something like that. So, they came up with a brilliant idea to use digital out of home screens and technology to project a hologram police officer at the corners. A common thing with digital out of home is that you are not turning it off during the night times to prevent crime. And they turned it around and say, okay, let's play an officer there. So he's standing next to the street and just watching over the scene, what's happening. So that's a brilliant idea just to get, yeah, a bit more attention that you may be watched from a hologram or a real officer, you never know. And it's during the nighttime between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. And yeah, so a uniformed officer appears in the dark downtown. Installed in October last year, this virtual patrols should prevent robberies and nighttime assaults. So this is what's happening. But honestly, there are also CCTV cameras involved in the whole system. It's not only just the hologram, so you never know
Hmm.
if there's a hologram. There also can be recorded by the police, and people say about that it's makes it visible. So all the technology we use right now, it's not visible. So we don't know where our cameras and maybe there's a sign that this is under CTV, but having this man standing there, it gives a bit more of awareness to the topic. Yeah, I like the idea, and
Yeah.
obviously, if it's working, but on the other side, living in one of the safest cities in the world and then playing around with that is also kind of, yeah. All right, let's see. I'm not sure if this will work in Rio de Janeiro. So,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the concept is interesting. I think it's a kind of a cool use of holograms. In some ways, like here, for example, in North America, we see a lot of areas where there's retail stores, and often, they're trying to reduce, the homeless people that are hanging around outside, or just keeping people away by playing classical music loud on speakers or things like that. So it falls
Walgreens
into
did that.
yeah,
Yes.
it falls into kind of the same category for me. It's a deterrent to say, hey, you know what? We're flashing these holographic police officers, and then they're there for 2 minutes, according to the story I read, and then they disappear, and then they reappear somewhere else in the park. So like they're trying to go with this idea that these police officers are moving around and patrolling different areas, which I think is interesting. And I think the other thing is that it's working because they say crime in the area where they've done this has dropped 22%, since they implemented this. So, as you said, it's not a high crime city to begin with, but, seeing a 22% reduction in crime from, an experimental, project like this, I think is a good thing. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so I
You
like
know
it.
what about the technology behind that?
What do you mean? The holographic
Yeah,
projections that they're doing?
exactly.
Yeah, it's I think they're just using a combination of cameras and they're using some AI.
Projectors, yes.
Yeah, it's
Kind of projector.
projectors. Yeah, with
Yes.
some kind of AI programmatic stuff behind it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to evaluate this. So I met a company down in Dubai last time doing
Yeah.
this holographic.
And
They
and
had
there's
it
an
in a
alerting
box.
piece. So it's holograms like paired with these AI cameras and then if there's an issue then it sends real time like the system sends real time alerts to the actual police force to come
Yeah.
right away. So yeah.
If it helps, let's see.
Yeah, exactly.
Reduce
Alrighty.
labor work.
Yeah, on to our second story now. So big player in the location data space, Precisely, been around a long time. They've launched two new products. First is called Dynamic Neighborhoods, and the second is called Signal Engine. So these are tools that are really targeted at companies, giving them access to real world location data and audience behavior type of insights. The products are slightly different. Dynamic Neighborhoods really is an off-the-shelf type of product that is there to provide like demographic data combined with audience preferences and behavioral data, kind of tied to U.S. Census block groups and zip codes and so on. So it's kind of like an off-the-shelf package you can buy. You can get access to the data, understand what's going on in these different neighborhoods and kind of the makeup and behavior of people in those neighborhoods. And then Signal Engine is a slightly different product. So this lets you take your own, as a company's first party data, and then mash that up or blend that with Precisely's location insights. And then you can operate this inside of your own cloud environment. And so it lets you do your own customer segmentation, footfall analytics, modeling, and so on around this. So, and it's all done in a kind of privacy compliant sandbox. So I think, for me, my immediate reaction to this is the dynamic neighborhoods piece. These types of products have been around for a long time, from other players in the space. And Precisely has, had a product like this for a long time. I think it's a bit of a repackaging, with some more capabilities which is good. I mean, and absolutely needed in the industry. I think the Signal Engine one is for me, where my interest went when I first read this, and I think it's, there's a lot of companies I talk to, especially big brands, CPG brands, and retail brands that are sitting on a lot of their own data, first party data, and they don't know how to sort of unlock value or generate revenue, from this data. And we've seen, with the rise of retail media networks at retail, retailers are starting to get into the business of, we have space, we have media, we can generate revenue from this beyond just the products we sell in our stores. And so the same applies to a lot of the data that they sit on, but they don't know how to do it. And I think if you can give them tools, such as Signal Engine, where they can take their own data, blend it with location information, and then unlock new insights, potentially they can generate revenue from that as well. So I like that product. I think it's a good fit at a good time in the market.
Yeah,
Your thoughts?
absolutely. So, having this first party data available was one of the biggest goals of the last 10 years. So collect your own data, be aware, and make out of that something. And this something is the question. And I remember a podcast we did a couple of years ago. We sort of had the topic. what are we doing with this data now? So what are the FMCGs now doing with this kind of data? And we all were predicting it will be a mess at the end. So we need some helping hand. Now we have our new friend AI helping us with that. Enables also those kind of partnerships, combining existing data sets with your own data to get some insights out. We have had before access, but it's a partner game still. It's not you have the data and then you're available. Uh, it's allowing you to get your own insights out without help from other data sets. I think that's for
Yeah,
me. Yeah, still, yeah.
awesome. All righty. So let's
All
talk
right.
burgers.
Burgers, yeah. For those of you who know that we are traveling a lot, and us, even myself, always when we come by one of these places, Shack, we have to stop there and have a burger. I remember multiple times around the globe, mostly US for sure, but also in Asia where we had it. So, and when I was first getting known about this company, it was well, mouth to mouth. It was like, okay, you told me that's a great burger. And obviously, they also know about this question because they found out that most of their marketing spend are not digital. So they teamed up with Google to find out that they have a missing growth opportunity because they weren't investing in paid advertising like their bigger competitors. So only word of mouth will not help them. And so they teamed up with Google and use now three of their key tools. So one is the Web to App Connect, so which automatically sends mobile users when they have the app to the app. So when you're on the website searching for a place like burgers, then you land on the website of Shack, and then there's a handover to the application. And now with App Clip, which allows you to have an app already installed on your phone by just browsing. So we have this handover to here and also with Google application. So, and then also they use AI-powered search optimization. So artificial intelligence is obviously improving the ad performance. And the last tool is Performance Max Ad, so Google's automatic advertising systems. So when it comes to the results of the campaign, very impressive. So 6 times increase of app conversions, which is great. 2.5 times better return on ad spend, and a 20% increase in app downloads, which is also, yeah, relating a bit to the promotional campaigns they were doing. And yeah, so 16% more increase of monthly active users. So this all, yeah, is a good indicator that the new strategy of the CEO is now going more into paid advertisement. And now they started it and they got the results out of it. And then, yeah, they're a new client of Google, I guess, and all the others to get the digital funnel filled up. Yeah, interesting to see. Obviously, it's working, so that's the cool thing. On the other hand, it's yeah, it's generating advertising dollars and driving footfall. What about your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a smart strategy blending these, these three components together. We've all used apps where you've been looking at something in there and you click on a link and then it takes you out of the app to, a web page somewhere, which is a terrible experience. Like keep everything in there, drive me to the relevant pages, to the offers and so on. I think that makes a ton of sense to do that. And I think from a brand perspective, a lot of these multi-location retailers and restaurant chains struggle with, driving downloads of their apps, in the
Yeah.
first place. And I think the more you can, leverage these types of tools to do that or incentivize that, I think you're putting yourself in a better place. And the good thing is I can tell you, like, I drink McDonald's coffee. I don't know if you can see that. It's fading in and out on my background, I think. But yeah, I use the app. And so I show up there, they already know my order. It's super efficient. There's, a code that you enter, you earn reward points every time. Like it's a good experience, right? Is what I'm trying to say in terms of using the app. And, you know, it takes time to get people sort of comfortable with that, like and into the rhythm of using that. But to me, it's been a very good experience. And so I think Shake Shack's on to, a good plan here, and obviously seeing great results from the numbers that you
Well,
talked
actually,
about.
actually, it's a very good point you mentioned here. It has to be seamless. And I don't know, I'm the only one on the planet, but there are many apps around, they are not seamless. So you log in multiple times, and then next time you want to log in, they ask for your credentials again and then re-log in. So a famous example for this is the Munich application where you do parking and public transportation. Every time I want to park, I have to reset all the things. I have to generate a new password and all those things. This is not seamless. And yeah, there's still a way to go, obviously.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. On to our final story now. Let's talk about Amazon. And they have enhanced their Amazon Lens visual search technology. So this is a new mode now called Lens Live. And what it does is it lets users scan products using the camera on the phone, and then immediately browse matching items in a swipeable carousel type of format inside of the Amazon shopping app. So it goes directly from, the lens, camera lens, sees the product, and then brings up, relevant results, within the Amazon shopping app. And then they have tied to this their AI assistant, which is called Rufus. So it's integrated into the Lens Live application, and it helps with product research. It suggests questions, summarizes, the key features of these products that it's showing you in a very, simple, concise way, so you don't have to read a lot of information. Um, it can also automatically detect, the primary object in the camera view, so allows you to focus, on the specific item in the view. And it can add products directly to your cart or your wish list from within the camera view. So at the end of the day, it's about Amazon selling more stuff. And leveraging more data, but I love the how they've tied this all together. I think it's very clean, it's very efficient in its process. It's available already to everyone in the US, so tens of millions of people who have that.
I tried it here. It's available here too.
Is it there? Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
including their AI, which is kind of surprising having the AI Act in place since today here in Europe. Anyhow,
There you go.
yeah.
So check it out. I think most of us have Amazon accounts, and should give it a go and see what your thoughts are. But I think it's good. Um, I just love the seamlessness of it in terms of visually searching something and tying that directly to,
I think this is one of these Apple
purchasing an
moments we
item.
always have.
Yeah.
As some of you know, I'm an Android user.
Yes.
Also, so Google has it for a while, so and it's working brilliantly. So Google Lens is
Yeah.
what it's called. Functionality is the same. You show the product and also related. What I like about the Amazon approach is keep it in one ecosystem and allows you to have seamless integrated all the other services. So I think this is the real new thing about it. It's not about, okay, detecting a product and then finding it in the Amazon Marketplace, because competitors can do it too, or regular search.
Yeah.
But combining it with all the other convenient services Amazon has, make this one-stop solution out of it, and then you're happy. So, but for a Android user, it's quite normal. For an Apple user, obviously, it's something super new.
Yeah. And of course, like it's not without some concerns. Obviously, there's still privacy issues here. If we're capturing things immediately from the camera lens, what is the camera seeing? How is that information stored? How are
Obviously,
they?
it is okay because it's available here, so it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fine.
So if it's in Germany, it's okay. It's cleared.
If it's in Germany, then it must be okay. As
All
long as
right.
there are no drones flying in from Russia, it's fine.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
good.
Exactly. We don't have to have the NATO planes in the air. So, okay. Well, that's a wrap. That's our show for this week. Four stories, a lot to digest there. If you have story ideas, reach out to us. If you have feedback on the stories we've covered
If you don't
today,
have a ticket for Momentum Summit, it's the
yes.
right time to. I think we have still an offer for
Yes,
that.
you can still 20% off on
Nice.
tickets. You can just go to either Carson or I have posts on LinkedIn with discount codes there, or just go to momentumsummit.ca, send me a note, and we can set you up with that. But yeah, November 10th and 11th in Toronto. We would love to see you at the event, and it's going to be great. So excited about that.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you very
everyone.
much.
All right, have a great week. Take care. Bye.